calm down. It's not the end of the world yet. Feels like it, though. Hang on. It says we're live. But it says the stream's offline. I'm just confused. Like it was working. Is it working? Is it? Or has it just failed? It says it's live. Are we live? Yes. Okay. Just breathe. No, that's not the right live stream. It's a fluke of a live stream if I've ever seen one. Are we actually live, or is this the figment of my imagination? I gotta delete the 7-second one. No offense to 7-second riddles. But it's 7 seconds, so I have to throw in that joke somewhere, okay? Sure, they're great. I just not a fan. I'm just not a fan. That's fine. Never mind. Just pretend I didn't say anything. Are we live? Is this the actual live stream? I believe so. Do not fall asleep. Excuse me. Accidental. Do not. Donut. I think we're okay. Think we're live? Reasonably not sure. I think we're going to assume we're live, okay? You're live! Somehow! Breathe. Just breathe. That's something we all want to hear. And reminds me of a song, which I can't sing because of copyright. Cannot sing it because of copyright. But we should be good. Hopefully it doesn't come off in the next 25 minutes. I'm so nervous, okay? I'm just keeping an eye on my iPad, make sure it's not falling asleep. What am I trying to write? I could go to Google Docs right now. Okay. Probably can. I don't even know what I'm trying to write anymore. Yep. Think. Nope. And yeah. And more as characters. So mostly at this moment, we're focusing on Trio, Stampy, Squishy, and things are about to get interesting. Of course, you already know that. It's like, we got to a point, but I'm redoing it because something. But Omlet suggested something, so I tried it out. Seems to have worked. I'm not fully confident. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm not satisfied. It's just I'm not sure. Okay? Let's do this. You're still alive. Well, I have my phone on me, so I know the instant something goes wrong, because there's no other way. And I gotta go here. Great job, phone. Great job. I think it's okay. Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. Then again, I don't know anything. I don't know if it has yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, would I have? Would I have? Yeah. That one's a fluke. Stupid. Stupid. No, I do not want to copy the link. I want to delete the thing. Yeah. It's just no, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just go into it, okay? We're good. We're good. I'm frustrated. Reasonably. And I'm okay. Everything's fine. Delete this. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to delete this message because of the fluke. Spice announcements not stated. Wow. Okay. Live now. Here. Normally would not do this, but we're 6 minutes in, and I might as well. Do not fall asleep. That's the last thing I want you to do. We're still good? Still looking strong. Ooh. That's nice. Nothing new. Okay. Alright, let's get to it then. And no one has said anything while I wasn't looking. Yep. Can I quickly go down my Google Docs? Ignore everything else. Just ignore everything else. And just focus on the story. Anyways, I'm still hiding something. It's like I'm being very careful. Like when I have to go on that screen, I have to be careful to hide things that I don't want you to know yet. It's like sometimes I might just write something on my music account for my music stuff, my second channel, just so you guys won't know about it. And when I'm ready for it, I would probably move it over. So when the time does come, surprise. So I'm hiding something right now that I'm working on, but I don't want to share it quite yet. I'm not ready to share it quite yet. That's the reason. That's my reasoning. And that is okay. That is okay. Looks like we're scrolling through chapter 9. Excuse me. Me, my fingers, and I. Me, my fingers, and I. Scrolling very slowly now. Because I don't want to spoil y'all. We're in chapter 10, I know that. We're on to chapter 11, which we did start. But I'm reading again. I don't even know when it cut off. But we should be done now. It's like I tried to do it, and I just got too upset, and I didn't do it anymore. So, yeah. But I somehow figured it out, even if nobody comes on, because super early, and most people are at church right now. Or some sort of gathering that may or may not be online. Most likely is online. Should be online. But yes. Let's get do it. What am I even trying to do? Chapter 11. I could do so many voices. Chapter 11. Sam stood next to the communicator, eagerly. Well, maybe if you haven't read the, haven't heard what happened, like he's waiting at the communicator for a response because Nettie, Martin, and Jimmy, decided to return home after being there for a while. And now it's just the dynamic trio. The dynamic trio. I call them the dynamic trio, okay? They have their own dynamic duo within the trio. Ay. You can do that as you wish. But I should go. This is normal. Sam stood next to the communicator, eagerly waiting. That's my retainer. Waiting for a response of some kind. He had watched his friends go to the portal about half an hour ago, and he was still waiting. Not sure if he should try to call or not. It was something small that he could do for the cat, since he was sure his friend would want to know that the others had arrived home safely. But the waiting was just as hard as well. The boy looked around the small room, realizing just how much he'd used it in the past few days. For something to be only used for an emergency, it felt needed to connect to friends and making sure everyone was all right. Then again, most of the threats from the cards seemed to have died down, except for the attack a few minutes ago. But that had been one man determined to do something he felt was right. It hadn't been something that they couldn't handle. In fact, by working together, they managed to stop the man and ensure that he couldn't return. That would certainly send a message to anyone else who thought they could expect different results. It would be the same for them. No one got to the cat unless they went through them. Still, he couldn't help but think about the conversation he had overheard between Squid and Stumpy. Clearly, Squid had done something like that before, checking around in Stumpy's room. And then the cat had asked him to do it again. Did the cat feel something was wrong? Was there another threat that his friend knew about, or was he just scared? Especially after what had happened before. He'd always been reasonably wary about plenty of things, which was completely fine. But the boy felt that there was something missing. He just wasn't sure what it was. His thoughts were interrupted when he heard a click and a voice went through the speaker, springing the boy into action. The boy responded to the voice in a greeting, trying to be as cheerful as possible. I'm surprised it worked so smoothly, the voice said in amazement on the other end. Were you waiting to hear from us? Yeah, I'm sure the others told you to message me, the boy asked. Yep, the voice replied. Nettie wanted to let you know that they all made it safely back without an issue. That's good, the boy replied. Thanks for letting me know. No problem, the voice said in return. Though she did want to know if the others made it back to the house safely. I haven't gone down to check, but I'm assuming things went well. I would know otherwise if it wasn't, the boy replied. Besides, William won't let anything happen to any of them. Good, the voice said. Well, I gotta go now. But nice talking with you. You too, the boy replied, and the signal was disconnected as the boy stepped away from the portal, happy to bring good news to his friends. What am I trying to do? Good news to his friends. He was sure they were expecting it, but knowing for sure was always good. What am I trying to do? It's just like, right. It would have been what he had wanted months ago for Stampy before he had been taken away from everything he'd known. The boy headed down the ladder into the cat's room. Finding it empty, the boy looked over at Barnaby, who was sitting patiently by the painting. Did you see them coming in? The dog barked, sounding happy as the boy nodded. Do you know where they went from there? The dog sniffed the eye. Oh, that's not a doggy sniff. Carefully before barking again. The boy smiled at the dog and thanked him, heading for the door as he headed towards the clubhouse, where the dog had told him to go. How he knows what the dog is saying is something you're going to have to find out yourself. There are several theories. The boy walked down the hallway and climbed up the stairway, suddenly stopping as he heard voices in the clubhouse. The boy listened carefully, recognizing his friend's voice as he listened. "Why didn't you tell us sooner?" Squid asked in his firm tone, but it felt more gentle than stern. "I just wasn't sure if it was important enough to mention," the cat replied, sounding a little uncomfortable. "I didn't want you guys to worry about me in case it wasn't anything." "Well, clearly it was important if you're nervous about talking about it." "To talk about it," Squid replied matter-of-factly. "How long has this been happening?" The boy heard a long pause before the cat replied. "A few days. Ever since we found out the others were leaving." Squid said thoughtfully. "Well, you told us now," Squishy said, speaking for the first time, sounding gentle and reassuring. "Even if it's small, you should say something sooner. It could put you in even more danger if you don't. You don't want anything to happen to you." "I know," the cat said sadly. "I just hate feeling vulnerable and scared in front of you guys. You don't need to say that." "Hey, we know you, Snappy," Squid said. "We don't mind seeing you, even in your hardest moments. That's what friends are. They're for you in the good and the bad, even when things are scary and unknown." "There's nothing you can do to cause us to leave you," Squishy said softly. "We want to help you, but we can't if we don't know what's going on." "I don't feel in danger," the cat admitted. "I just keep feeling like someone is watching me. What can I really do about that?" "We can find out who's doing it," Squid said, as if it was the most obvious answer. "It is the most obvious answer." "How?" the cat asked. "Tell us when it happens again, and we'll search every corner until we find who it is," Squid said. "But what if you can't? What if—" the cat turned off, letting out a long sigh. "We won't let anyone get the chance to get to you," Squid promised the cat. "We're here to help you, so let us." The cat swallowed, and the boy could hear him take a deep breath. "You're right. Maybe I am just overreacting a little bit. I don't want something to happen and be unable to do anything about it. We do this together," Squishy said calmly. "That makes us stronger, able to stand more firmly against any threat that might come our way." "Yeah," the cat said softly. "I guess you do have a point. So, what are we going to do about this?" Wrong voice. "So, what are we going to do about this?" Squishy asked. "Should we let Sam know?" "He might already know," Squid said, sounding a bit amused. "Had Squid spotted him last night eavesdropping on their conversation? Did you know he was listening now?" "How?" "And no doubt he would say the same. After all, he was with you when Gerald accused you of being a traitor months ago. Remember, Stanby?" I remember," the cat replied. "I gave him a hard time, though. I just was so scared to tell him, but I did." "And he trusted you," the duckling replied. "And he knew that the man was wrong, risking everything to go after you and rescue you, even when the cause abandoned you." "Yeah," the cat said softly, as if the memory still pained him. "It's not like they haven't done that since then." "True, but Boy's been there for you when you needed him most, just as we are now. In fact, together, we can be with you more often and make sure nothing happens," the Squid replied. "That's what friends are for. They prove their enemies wrong and go to far lengths to keep someone safe, especially if it means breaking a so-called agreement that was made against their will." Did he really do that? He knew what they were already picking their part of the bargain. He told them that, and he believed you. Doing everything in his power, with our help, to stop Mr. A from hurting you. I don't say who said that, but we can assume it's Squid. That must have been hard to see, the cat said quietly. But you're safe, the duckling said. And knowing that we stopped them makes it all the more better. Exactly, Squid said. You've got us now. We won't let them hurt you. And if there's a threat, we'll be prepared for it. No matter what. I really hope you're right, the cat said with a sigh. I know I'm right, Squid said matter-of-factly, and no one is going to change that. The boy listened for another long moment, debating whether or not he should reveal himself, admitting that he had heard just about everything. Unless, of course, Squid already knew he had. But how could he know that? Was he really that nosy? Or was the Squid just recalling what he'd overheard last night? The boy had assumed something was wrong, but this? You know, if the cat was scared, it had to be serious, but what if Stampy was right and there was nothing to worry about? Again, whoever it could be could also be a gray hider, easily get away undetected. They had to be careful. Suddenly, he spotted a head poke over the railing as the face of the Squid smiled down at him. Good to see you come and join us, Sam. How did you know I was down here? The boy asked as he came the rest of the way up, surprising both the cat and the duckling. I have my ways, Squid said with a amused smile. After all, I am a squid. Chuckled. Good morning, the boy replied matter-of-factly. So did you get good news then? Squishy asked. Yep. They got there safely, the boy replied. So I didn't really want to interrupt the discussion I overheard to tell you sooner. I appreciate that, Squid said, because this cat really is trying to hide things from his friends. He smiled. To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Well, I did tell you now, didn't I? The cat asked. After some persuasion, yes, the Squid pointed out. And I know you didn't want to worry us, but we were worried about you because you weren't telling us. You weren't telling us. Okay. Forget. I see that now. The cat swallowed. Swallowed? Wow, my English. The cat swallowed as he looked over at the boy. Sam could see that his friend did look slightly uncomfortable sitting there. The quiet clubhouse certainly didn't help any. I am sorry, but I really didn't think it was important because I thought I knew who was doing it. But it wasn't Jimmy or that man. Then who was it? Squishy asked. I don't know, the cat admitted. But it still scares me, especially if I'm alone. Well, you won't be, Squid said confidently. They won't get the chance to come after you. I really want to believe that, but... Cat swallowed, shaking his head. Whoever it is will probably find a way to get around it. If you want us to be more careful, we'll do that, the boy said. If you want to sleep in the guest room with us, go right ahead. We want you to feel safe. However you want it to be, we'll make it happen. The cat smiled. I had a feeling you were going to say that. I mean it, the boy replied. Good, because I need all of you. I need you guys, all of you, the cat said. We're down 3 people, which will make it harder to make sure everyone is accounted for. But that doesn't make it impossible. You are right, Squid said with a smile. So you're feeling better about all this? Squishy, the duckling asked the cat. Squishy. Stampy nodded. Yeah. Now that I'm not hiding anything from anyone, it does feel better. Oof. It does feel better. Then why do you keep doing it? Squid said, raising an eyebrow. I honestly don't know, the cat said, letting out a sigh. He shook his head and smiled. But I'll try not to do it again. I promise. Good, because it's important that we talk about these kind of things, the Squid replied. Even if it doesn't seem dangerous, it could turn out to be if left unnoticed. The cat nodded as the other two YouTubers agreed. It would be a long day to ensure that everything was safe for all of them, but they would do it. You just hoped it wouldn't already be too late for them. But so long as nothing bad happened, it was safe to say that everything was as it should be. Mostly, anyway. Chapter 12. Stampy woke up with a start, shivering and sweating from fear and confusion. He stared up at the ceiling, taking deep breaths as he tried to calm his racing heart. What had happened? Where was he? Was he safe? Suddenly, the realization hit him, as the images of Mr. A and Gerald faded from his mind. The pain of the past slipping away, so as it gets hold on him. It had been just a dream. A horrible nightmare. The cat sat up in his bed and wiped a few stray tears from his eyes. He remembered faint glimpses of his nightmare, seeing Gerald looming over him, taunting him, hearing Mr. A's chilling voice drag him down into a fury pain, smelling smoke and seeing the crackle of flames. He heard the men's laughter, unable to run and get away. He'd heard Gerald's smooth voice, calm and determined, cold and hard. The men seemed to know what they were doing, crushing him whether with words, pain, or far worse, threatening him. He couldn't escape from the dream, not until he realized that it had all been a dream. He was relieved, but shaken. Stampy got out of bed, ignoring Barnaby's soft whine of concern as he went over to his balcony, opened the door, and went outside into the night. The sky was dark, with twinkling stars in the sky. It was a chilly night, though not too cold. The air was refreshing as he looked out into his world, trying to forget the fear that was trying so hard to cling to him tightly. Not wanting to let go, he was safe. He wasn't in danger. The man hadn't gotten to him. He had nothing to be afraid of. And yet, the dream had shaken him to the core. The memory of the pain he'd endured still in the back of his mind. Even though he wasn't in pain now, his fear was still there. The hint of smoke. The mop trap wasn't really helping matters any. Of course, I'm poking fun of the mop trap. The cat looked over to the trap, which was right across the love garden. The sight of it glowing eerily in the night sent a shudder through him. The smoke, it admitted, was both terrifying and unnerving. And yet, the memory of Mr. A using burning red hot coals on him was something he wanted so badly to forget. And yet, he couldn't. The cat let out a frustrated sigh, wanting to get away from all the fears and concerns that threatened to consume him. To enjoy just one day without being afraid of what he might find. Even though the nightmares hadn't happened in a while, experiencing this one still frightened him even now. He tried to remind himself that the men couldn't hurt him anymore, but that didn't shake away the fear. As he stood there, looking out into the world he knew so well, the cat suddenly had the feeling that someone was watching him. As he did so, the cat looked around, down, and even behind, but he couldn't see anyone. The feeling only grew as he thought of someone taking the chance to attack him. Shuddered as he went back into his bedroom, closing the door behind him as he walked to his bed, and let out a sigh. His feeling was still there. He looked down at the dog, who was still watching him, a look of intelligent concern in his eyes. The cat swallowed as he looked away. You don't see or smell anything out of the ordinary, do you, Barnaby? The dog whined, wagging his tail slowly as he barked. The cat swallowed as he looked nervously out the window, remembering what the boy had told him earlier that day. He could spend the night in the guest room if he really wanted to, but he wasn't sure if he should. Barnaby didn't seem unnerved or threatened, and he shouldn't be either, right? Maybe he was just overreacting. How would he know? The cat took a deep breath and shook his head, taking his covers and fidgeting with them, moving them, rearranging it nervously. Should he get someone or wait until the uneasy feeling went away. Would it ever go away? He was too scared to try to go back to sleep. He was unsure if he was even safe in his own room. He could go into Henry and Hilda's room and hang out there. No one would mess with him if he was with a snow golem and iron golem. He would be safe there, but he really didn't want to bother them. He could hang out with Fizzy in the music tower, but how would he know if the elephant was awake? He didn't want to bother him either. And yet, he knew that he couldn't take his mind off of what he was feeling right now. What's it? Shouldn't he tell someone? What did he want to do? What did he need to do? The lines were blurring together. The cat felt torn. Even as the feeling faded away, he wasn't sure what he should do. I guess I could try to just go back to sleep, the cat finally said to himself, though he wasn't so sure if he wanted to do that either. Someone would notice if he was exhausted the next day, and he really didn't want them to worry. He believed that he'd recovered from what men had done to him, but he wasn't sure he had been. The cat heard Barnaby whine softly. The cat looked down to see the dog looking up at him again. Clearly, the silence was unnerving, even for the dog. I don't know anymore, Barnaby. I honestly don't, the cat said with a frustrated sigh. These memories and nightmares shouldn't be scary anymore. Even the hint of smoke gets to me, feeling uneasy. I'm not sure what else to do. How am I supposed to face my fears? How can I overcome this? The dog whined and barked sharply. The cat smiled. It's going far more slowly than I want it to be. All I want is to not worry about those men. But they still scare me. Barnaby barked sharply, looking determined and firm. Suddenly, the cat could hear a faint sound coming from the room behind the painting. Was the communicator on? Was something going on up there? Hang on, the cat said slowly, as he went over to the painting and slipped through, climbing the ladder as he heard a voice he recognized, calling from the device. Hello, can anyone hear me? The voice called as the cat walked over. The cat was stunned but curious. Yeah, I can hear you, the cat replied. What's going on, Dan? Steppy? Dan asked, sounding surprised. Well, who else do you expect it to be? The cat asked curiously. I don't know, but how did you hear me? The YouTuber asked. I can't tell you how. Here, I suppose, the cat said. But it did. Okay, the YouTuber replied. Is everything going all right for you guys? Yeah, the cat replied slowly. Why do you ask? I don't know, I was just curious, the YouTuber said quickly. I'm guessing it's pretty late where you're at. Did it wake you? No, I couldn't sleep. The cat sighed cheeky said. Why is that? Nightmares, the cat said sheepishly. Well, at least you're okay, the YouTuber said. Maybe I should call later. You should really try to go back to sleep. The cat shook his head. I don't think I could, even if I wanted to. Just tell me what's going on. Why are you calling? Well, the man said, hesitating before continuing. The thing is, something strange has been happening in the past few days. I didn't really hear about it until just now. What do you mean? The cat asked with uncertainty. There have been a couple of YouTubers when editing this chapter. A couple of YouTubers have disappeared, the man said carefully. What? How? Who? The cat asked, surprised by this. Do you think Mr. A or Gerald have something to do with it? I think so, the man said slowly. There have been signs of a struggle, and after the attack happened, and they disappeared, we could only find a small piece of paper. What was on it? The cat asked. What do you think, Stampy? Dan asked, sounding concerned. Oh, the cat replied, the pieces coming together. He remembered how Sam had found a piece of paper with a blue clock shortly before he had met one of Mr. A's men, who had tried to kidnap him, forcing him to be separated from everyone he knew. It's time. Could this be a way to hint at something more sinister going on? Do you know who was taken? Where they been taken to? I don't know where those men took them, Dan said, sadly. But some of the people that disappeared were well protected. Surprised that the men managed to get to them. Like they were well protected. Is Nettie? The cat asked. You can check, Stampy, but I think she's safe, the man assured him. It's just those women never thought the men could attempt to get Stacy, Lizzie. What? The cat asked in surprise. Stacy and Lizzie had been helping the school with where kids could go to get away from the business of YouTubers that they were somehow involved with. Wow. Sam's brother, Liam, was there to help them. How must the boy be feeling knowing that they were gone and unable to help them? How? The men came when the two of them were at Stacy's place, Dan said with a sigh. I'm sorry, Stampy. Do you think the men have hurt them or even? The cat asked. I don't think so, Dan said. They'd be dead otherwise already. The men probably have something else planned for them. Which means both you and Nettie need to be careful. All of you guys do, really. Do you think it has anything to do with me? The cat asked. I don't know, Dan said. But I'm keeping an eye out for any clues. Good. Okay, now I guess I'd better tell Nettie about this. Good idea, the YouTuber said. After that, you really should get some sleep. I'll try, the cat promised, wishing his friend luck as he disconnected as the connection cut. The cat hesitated before pulling out a hidden book that the boy had written and put in the cordless for his sister before storing it away. So he wouldn't forget, in case of an emergency. It took a long moment after the signal was sent before her voice crackled through the speaker. Hello, who's this? It's me, Stampy, the cat replied. I need to speak with Nettie. It's important. Okay, hang on, let me go get her for you. The voice said hurriedly as the cat heard running beat as the door opened and slammed. The cat stood there for a long moment, part of him nervous and hopeful. He just wanted to know that she was okay. Simply hear from her. And perhaps that would help him. He couldn't be sure, though. Suddenly the cat heard a faint door open and close as he heard a familiar voice calling. Stampy? Nettie? The cat asked. Yes, me, she said, her voice clearer. Why are you calling at this hour? I got a call from Dan, and he wanted to make sure we were all right. I wanted to talk to you about what he told me, the cat said quickly. Sorry if I woke you. Don't worry about it. Just tell me what's going on, she told him. The cat nodded, telling her everything Dan had told him, leaving nothing out. After he said this, there was a long pause. How are you dealing with all of this? It's a big shock, to be honest, and I haven't even told the others yet. But I will, like I said. It's just... no one knows what's going on, and this is the first time the men actually are doing something? It's been happening for a few days, right? She asked. Yeah, the cat nodded. Which kind of scares me a little bit. Why is that? We were together at that time, weren't we? She asked. Yeah, but it was also when I started getting a feeling that something wasn't right, Kat said. I didn't think much of it even after that man attacked and it came back. I honestly don't know how to explain it, except it felt like someone was watching. Kat heard a bush baby swallow and a moment silence passed. You told the others, right? Yeah, Kat replied. Do you think those two things are connected? I don't know, but please be careful, she replied to him. I will if you will, the cat said matter-of-factly. I will, Stampy. We all will, she said. That's good, the cat said in relief. Is that everything you wanted to tell me? She asked after they did nothing for another moment. Yeah, I believe so, the cat replied. I'm just glad you're safe, though. You too, she replied. Don't worry about us here, okay? Something does go wrong, I'll let you know, but right now, try to relax and have some fun. Stay safe above all else. I will, the cat promised. Good night, Nettie. Good night, Stampy, she replied. See you later. Yeah, later, the cat agreed, as the connection was severed, and the cat quietly walked over to the ladder and climbed down, feeling more assured knowing that at least one of his friends were safe. But still, he knew that both Stacy and... Wow. Excuse you, series. Excuse you, Siri. But still, he knew that both Stacy and Lizzie were out there somewhere, imprisoned by Mr. A's men. No one knew where they were, or how to help them. He was scared for them, but he knew that Dan would work hard to look for them, and help them if he could. And so would Liam, if he could. But what if he was too busy making sure the animals were taken care of? Or worse, someone got hurt and he needed to tend to them. The boy could handle that. The guy was confident of that, but you could imagine what the young boy had to be feeling, not knowing if his friends were okay. Just hoped they would be discovered soon. Otherwise, things could get bad to worse very quickly. Chapter 13. And in a minute, have a water break. Drink some water. Oh, stop it. Siri. My keyboard is on. I just turned it off. I thought I turned it off, but no, I forgot to turn it off again. Series 13. We're right about the time where my thing cut off. I think doing alright. So, yeah. We're still looking good. So let's keep going. Sam woke up the next morning, climbing out of bed as he stretched, refreshed by the sleep he'd received. He was glad that things were going well, even though there were still uncertainties. He at least could still be there for his friend. It wasn't like he hadn't done that before. But as he looked around the room, he realized that Squid wasn't in the room. Squishy was sleeping peacefully in one of the beds, but Squid was nowhere to be found. Had he taken a shift to watch the cat? Perhaps. The boy walked over to the door, opening it and closing it behind him as he climbed down the stairs and over to the cat's room, finding the door was open and hearing voices inside. We'll tell the others as soon as they're awake. Squid's voice trailed through the door. Sounds good to me, the cat replied, sounding relieved. It's just hard to believe what happened. What do you think the men could be doing to them? Where are they? I don't know, Squid replied, as a pang of uneasiness swelled in the boy. Something happened to the other friends. Were Nettie and the others okay? But they're strong. I'm sure they'll handle whatever those men might be planning. They can handle it. I know, but it's still hard to imagine it, especially when they were so sure that he'd be fine. There was no way someone could have slipped through undetected like that and taken them, the cat said. At least they're not doing this alone. Exactly. Stacy and Lizzie are good friends, Squid replied. They'll get through this. The boy swallowed as he heard the names, thinking back to where he'd last seen them. Liam and Brian had been helping them protect and help animals, while he'd been eagerly waiting to hear from his friends. And even before that, he knew they were well protected by so many people, but how could something like this happen? When did this happen? What was his brother doing about it? Could he do anything? I just wish we could do something more, though. Not just sit around not knowing where they are or what's happening to them. The cat replied. At least your sister's safe, the Squid pointed out. For now, yes, the cat said. But not knowing who the men are targeting next scares me. Especially after the nerves that have been bothering me for the past few days. Even before they left. Everything just doesn't make sense. Nothing is what it's supposed to be. I just don't know what to do. And it doesn't help that you haven't been sleeping well for 2 nights in a row, Squid reminded him. Yeah, I know, but I just can't sleep, the cat sighed. sounding frustrated. Either it's fear, restlessness, or nightmares. I just can't get a good night's sleep right now. Is there anything we can do to help? The enterprise? Well, if it comes down to it, Squish can help, the cat said. She's got a good voice, and she's helped me fall asleep before. Okay, Squid said lovely. I'll ask her later today to see if she's interested. Thanks, Squid. The cat said sincerely, as the boy stood with uncertainty by the doorway, getting into the view by the two other friends. No problem, Stamps. Squid nodded before looking up at that boy. Morning, Sam. The kid turned to see the boy, looking both surprised and relieved. How much did you hear? About enough to get the gist of what's going on, the boy replied. Squid filled him on everything that they had been discussing, telling him about Dan's surprise call and how the cat had spoken with his sister to make sure she was okay. After they were done, the boy found a seat in an empty chair. Looking at his friends, the cat smiled and said, You really think that what I've been going through is in any way connected? Sam shrugged. You know, Stacy and Lizzie. Other than that, they both are helping the cause protect the kids at school. Yeah, but there was no mention of Tony, was there? The cat said. How do I know he's okay? Sam hesitated. I think Nettie would have figured it out. Maybe not. He does keep his work pretty secret. And his friends, the cat said. I don't know, unless he was there and he managed to escape, the boy replied. But he could have been on duty, too. He's far riskier to get to than the girls. Besides, not everyone knows his real identity. True. Squid mused with a smile. I think that's what he's wanted, to be honest. Okay. The cat sighed. But what about you and Squishy? You're my friends. And if those men are coming after those I care about, they won't get to us, Squid said confidently. Nor you, for that matter. There's nothing much we can do except hope that they're found soon. I hate waiting, the cat said. I know, Squid replied. But there isn't much we can do, now is there? Those men really don't give us much of a choice, the cat agreed. They looked frustrated and annoyed. They seemed to enjoy watching us guess and be frantic. They won't win, Stampy, Squid said, and replied. They may try to get to us, but they won't win. Yeah, the cat nodded, looking over at the door. I think building something new today would be nice to get our mind off this. No, you're going to sleep, Squid said firmly. You're exhausted and you need it. But, the kid insisted. Squid shook his head and smiled slyly. Sorry, Stamps, but you need to sleep. No building, no games, no fun until you rest. You're not giving me a choice? The cat asked, suspiciously. Squid shook his head. Nope. I'm taking your best interests to heart. You need to rest. You've had trouble sleeping 2 nights in a row. We won't be far, but you are sleeping. I guess okay, but I'm not sure I can. Try to, Squid said as he stood up. Come on, Sam. We need to leave this one to rest. But Squid, the cat protested. Squid sighed and shook his head again. Please, Stampy. He smiled. All right. Just be careful and don't go too far. I won't, Squid said as he took the boy by the arm and led him out of the room. After closing the door behind him, Squid shook his head. You might need to check on him once in a while, the boy replied with amusement. I'll send Squishy in there if I have to, Squid chuckled. She'll get him to sleep if it comes down to it. The boy smiled. Well, that's good to know. Yep, the boy nodded. I'll stay out here. You can do whatever you need to do. I'll give Stems a few hours of rest before we even start to build anything. Fair enough, the boy nodded. Good luck. Squid chuckled. Thanks. No, I'm sure I'll be fine without it. Sam shrugged. You never know. Squid smiled as the boy walked off, back to the guest room to wait for Squishy to wake up so he could tell her everything that was going on. It was needed. Besides, she had a right to know. But as the boy went up the stairs, he couldn't... Okay. It is a good time to stop, though. But as the boy went to the stairs, he couldn't help but think about what his friend had said. From what the boy could tell, the cat was still recovering from what he'd been through weeks ago. But he was glad the cat was talking to someone about it. Someone he could trust. Certainly was better than bottling up inside and not telling anyone about what was going on. I'm not sure that's what you meant, sir. I should probably stop it there. Let's see how long the stream has been going. It's like this is where I stopped last time. But that's fine. 15 minutes is fine. Like I can stop here. Stop at chapter 14. I mean, I'm at chapter 13. It's only a few chapters. But since Stampy is streaming later, I do not want to collide with that. So I'm going to stop this here. So you can have all the fun stuff. So yeah. Feel free to enjoy whatever comes next. And yeah, I guess have some fun while you're at it. Right now, I'm just going to end this here. Because it's good. It's fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not as long as I would have wanted. But it's okay. I'm going to be okay with it. Because it's a good spot to stop. Where everything is good before the crazy stuff happens. Well, technically there are still crazy stuff happening, but I'm not going to go into it. Chapter 14.